Hey, what's up guys, Houston here. And for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. And for those of you that's always following me and supporting me as always, salute. Now, today's video is going to be very interesting. The reason it's going to be interesting because I'm going to teach you all a strategy to help your kids. That's right. Today we're going to be talking about how to help your kids build their credit with the child tax credit payment that you recently received or you expecting to receive. The reason is because a lot of parents, when their kids turn 17, 18 years old or getting ready to go off to college and stuff, a lot of parents, they end up having to either kids get a job, they have to end up co-signing for them a car, or they may end up co-signing for their student loans and stuff. So when your kid is turning 18 and stuff like that, why not have their credit already established so if they need to co-sign for a car, they already have a 750, 800 credit score, or if they need to get a student loan, that way that financial responsibility won't be on you, okay? And that's very important because you're seeing a lot of parents that are in their 50, 60, 70 years old, and they're still on the hook for co-signing for their kids' student loans, right? And that's sad because the parents didn't get the college education. A lot of times the kids would go to college the first 2 years and then they drop out, right? So then the parents will end up with the debt. So this video is going to actually start teaching you parents how to leverage the child tax credit to help start building kids' credit. Okay, and the first thing you want to do is you want to open up your kids a checking account. Okay, you want to open up your kids a checking account. All right, now I know some of you all be like, well, Houston, I'm going to use this money to pay bills. This is what this money is for, to help pay bills and stuff like that. And I get it, right? But at the same time, think about your kids. And for those of you that are financially struggling but you have a job, I do have a couple solutions. So you're still able to help your kids build their credit, even though you may have to use some of that child tax credit money to help them start a bank account to start building their credit. So here's a few things that you can do as a parent to get some extra income, okay? First one, I would tell you, if you're working a job, you want to file exempt, okay? You can file exempt between 4 to 6 months. That means that you won't be paying taxes for 4 to 6 months. Now, does that mean you won't receive a tax refund? No. Okay, that does not mean that. The thing about it is you're just reducing your tax liability at the moment so that you can have enough money to start helping pay some bills. All right, so that's the reason. Now here's something that people have started having success with, and I made a video talking about this, using free money. Now you're saying, well, what are you talking about free money? Well, here's the situation. You can go to websites like Find Money, right? They have government websites like that. You can find money and stuff. You put in your name, your zip code and stuff, well, whatever state you stayed in and everything. And then they'll let you know if you have money out there. Also, another resource in order to help you find free money is looking at class action lawsuits, okay? And the reason that I'm telling you guys this, is because I know that things may be financially tight for you. But at the same time, I think if we start focusing early on trying to help our kids to develop their credit, teaching them how to manage money and everything, they will have better leverage, okay? And that way, again, it doesn't put that financial burden on you when they turn 17, 18, 19, when they're starting trying to get a car loan, they're trying to get a student loan and stuff like that. So that's the reason that I think this is very important. So for those parents that are financially strapped, that using the excuse, well, I don't want to use my child tax credit check to open up my kids' checking account, now you have a few resources that you can look into because it's important to help your kid. All right, I talked to a lot of celebrities and pro athletes, and one of the things that even for them, I try to encourage them and they still neglect it. And it just sucks. You know, what about your kid? What about building the foundation for the kid? And they're like, oh, I'll get to that later on. Well, the thing about it, the sooner you start focusing on your kids' financial education, the better it is for them. Now, number 2, here's something that's very important. All right, once you open up, this is number 4. All right, so once you open up the checking account, all right, you can sign up for this card. It's called STEP, STEP, all right? And what it is, it's a secured card that's used like a debit card, okay? The great thing about it, it doesn't charge any fees, okay? So you put the money from your checking account to the secured card. Now, once they use that card, okay, that's all the money on it. But the good thing about it, they don't get any overdraft fees or anything, okay? And that's very important, because a lot of time when kids are trying to manage money and stuff like that, and they have a debit card and stuff, and they may use it and get all these different type of fees. Well, with this card called STEP, then they don't have to go through that. And it's very important that as a parent for you to want to help your kids to learn to start managing money. Now, here's something that I'm going to tell you guys in terms of when building kids' credit and stuff. There's something that you really must understand. A lot of times there's idiots out there, and I'm going to call them idiots because they don't know what they're doing. All right. They would do this. They would create a CPN number, right? It's a credit privacy number, and they call themselves building credit. However, because they don't know what they're doing, they may end up using your kid's social security number. And you wondering like, wait a minute, my kid never had no credit. My kid never opened up a loan or nothing like that. Well, it's because the idiots out there selling these CPN numbers that don't know what they're doing, is they end up just creating random numbers, which that random number may come up to your kid's number, right? And so they're building up credit on it and damaging that, but that credit number may be your kid's credit and giving your kids a credit file. So now your kid's starting out with bad credit. So that's the reason you have to understand why you should start building your kids' credit earlier. Now, there's one source that I would definitely tell you. This is one reason that I would tell you this is one reason I would definitely tell you to get Identity Guard. Just to even check to make sure that your child doesn't have nobody's using your child's social security number to build credit on. Okay, so this is very important. All right, now for those of you that's watching this video, and if you ever heard of STEP and you use STEP, put a comment below. Let me know. And again, if you ever been a victim of identity theft using a CPN, put a comment below, because again, this is one of the bigger problems with financial institutions and stuff. Again, because people create random numbers without understanding the full process, and it could end up being your child's number. All right, so that's something that would definitely affect your kid's credit. Okay, and of course you have the parents and stuff, when their credit go bad, they start putting their apartments in their kids' name, cell phones in their kids' name and stuff, and damaging the credit and stuff like that. For those of you parents that have done that, but you're trying to rectify the problem now, then you would definitely have to challenge that with the credit bureaus, okay? So it's very important. So your main steps is to open up your kids a checking account, then open up this secured card, okay? This is very important. Now, another thing, if you parents have established credit, you have good established credit, you can do this here. Add your kids on as an authorized user, right? Now, here's the thing about it. With certain credit cards, they have certain age restrictions in terms of adding you on as an authorized user. So you need to understand this. So let's give you the breakdown so that you would know in terms of what age for which card your kid is okay to be added on as an authorized user. All right. So that being said, you have Amex, Barclays, and Discover. Okay. Now those three, you can add your kid on as an authorized user at the age of 13. If I'm doing a good job, excuse me guys, at the age of 13. All right. Now if I'm doing a good job, I want you guys to put a comment, give me a like, a comment, let me know if I'm explaining this, because again, this is something that's more empowering in the community, helping your younger kids and stuff grow, right? So again, you not only want to just build your financial foundation, but you want your kids to be able to start out with a good financial foundation as well. All right, so with Amex, Barclays, Discover, you can add your kids on as an AU at the age of 13. Okay, now with Bank of America, with BOFA, they only allow the age of 18. Okay, the age of 18. Now, the other companies, you have Capital One, you have Citi, U.S. Bank. Okay, Capital One, Citi, U.S. Bank. Now, and Wells Fargo. Okay, and I've got more to say about Wells Fargo, but not in this video. But with these here, there's no age limit. Okay, so no age restriction. Okay, so that's in terms of if you decide you want to add your kid on as an authorized user. Now again, you're taking the steps to help build up your credit using that child tax credit, that check you got in. Okay, don't be afraid to say, hey, I'm gonna step my game up. I'm gonna open up my kids a checking account, and I'm gonna open them up a secured card to start teaching them how to manage. Now there's other cards out there to help kids, like with debit cards and stuff like that, to manage cards and stuff, but that's just for managing money. We're actually talking about helping kids build their credit. Okay, and this is very important. Now that being said, here's something that I would definitely too. If your kid turns 18 and looking to go to college and stuff, one thing that I would definitely do is make sure they have a student credit card. Okay, if they're the age of 18. Also, you want to put them on, get them a pledge loan. In my opinion, I would definitely tell you, if you're going to open up your kids a checking account and stuff, the banks are okay, but I probably would start with the credit unions and stuff like that. This is how you give your kids the financial leverage and the advantage. Now, once you open up their checking account and stuff, each month you may decide to give them an allowance of maybe $100, right? And then from there, you instruct them, hey, put a certain amount of that money on the card. That way you can use it. Save $25 into your savings account. Okay? Save $25. All right? So that way they have a little money starting in their savings and stuff. That way they can not only start learning how to manage money while spending it, but also to save a little. So if something important comes up, they want to get it or whatever, they have money already saved. All right. Now, I hope that this video is helping you parents. I hope that it does help you parents, and encourage you to use your child tax credit to help them start building their credit. Again, this is Houston with Three-Way Funding. For those of you that's always following me and supporting me, as always, salute.